All right, drone video of an awesome property in Howell County, Missouri. This is one of the largest tracts at the Howell County project, or the Devil's Backbone project. This is tract 23. It is just over 10 acres in size. We're looking straight east right now. You can see the easement road at the bottom of the screen, and you can actually see the private driveway on this property that kind of curves back to the cleared site you see. Gives you a little place to pull off the road and potentially have for a camping site or even a building site. And then on this particular tract, there's actually a trail from that cleared site which goes east all the way to the National Forest. And this property directly borders the National Forest along its entire east side. About 250 feet of National Forest frontage. So we're going to take a look here. The white truck is parked on the driveway just before the cleared site. So that's your private driveway that comes off the easement road. This site was cleared with a mulcher about a year ago, maybe. And so it really hasn't grown up with grass and whatnot yet. You can kind of see some green clumps there. You could certainly plant some grass seed or just mowing what's there every so often. Eventually you'll end up with some good grass coverage. Looks like a great little site. It's private off the road, large enough to get in even with the trailer and get turned around, which is great. So I mean, if you're looking for a place for recreation or for camping, for hunting, this might be ideal. Not only can you get off the easement road and set up your hunting camp immediately, but you do have that trail that goes easterly all the way to the National Forest. So you can take your four-wheeler or your side-by-side or just walk the trail. And it goes back east about a quarter mile. So this property is about 250 feet north to south, nice and wide, and then goes back to the east for over a quarter mile, where it does directly border that National Forest. Awesome property. Okay, so now we're headed east. Property directly below us, way off in the distance, is the National Forest, and I think we'll fly all the way to it. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Great mixture of timber on this property. It's going to be mostly hardwood trees. Red oak, white oak, hickory trees, etc. But you'll have some cedar trees and maybe even some pine trees as well. This particular tract lays extremely nicely. It's going to be the highest on the west side by the easement road, and that's where the cleared site was. And then it slopes down very gradually as you go east, rises up a little in the middle, levels off again, and then as you get to the far east side, it slopes down gradually once again, and you have that wet weather creek bed that goes over the east side. And if we were looking down, we might have seen that, but it is just a small wet weather creek bed. It's not going to be a year-round creek. And at some point, probably right about now, we're over the National Forest. So having a property with direct frontage on the National Forest is fantastic. Not only obviously can you hunt and camp and build on your own private acreage, but you've got access into a huge amount of additional land with the National Forest, which is generally open for hunting and trail riding and hiking and all that stuff as well. So that's directly adjacent to the property on the east side. And actually the west side of the property as well, where the easement road is just a few hundred yards from the National Forest. So you've got access in both directions, essentially. So now flying back to the west, we're up pretty high, so it's hard to get a sense of the tree cover, but I mean, you can tell it's a nice mixture of timber. And then we're coming back toward that cleared site. It looks like the site was set up very nicely. You've got the driveway that comes in, and then the site is kind of offset. So you've got additional privacy there from the easement road. So not only is it set back from the easement road, but with the site being offset to the left a little bit as you're looking at it, that's going to give you even more privacy. Gorgeous. That's a great shot. Gorgeous, looking east over the property, National Forest in the distance. That's tract 23 at the Devil's Backbone project, or the Howell County project. Goes by both names. It's 10.11 acres in size, and you can see more information on our website if you're not already there.